Quarto dia, terceiro dia, quarto dia de perna. Bora fazer uns squats e já foi que eu tenho que dormir. Sempre é assim os negócios, né? Depois eu assisto esse vídeo aqui do cara com um status em tudo.
One for fire and hand levels and bombs. And after seeing the tourists, paint oil French currency, we get to playtime. Not the long way. I can get so much more out. It may not be the safest way, but it is much quicker. Giving me enough time to fight my third favorite man-eater, having what started as a fair fight. Before I back out, and kind of just fudge with the AI, as well as using the negative poise damage of tossing butter knives to keep myself a safe distance away. Until Mildred is a proper pincushion. Oh, that cool spin though. And you might think that this is for Mildred's summoning reasons. But I felt summoning a lady with stats that definitely were not at 1 kinda isn't in the spirit of this run. But this choice alone made this much harder than it needed to be. It had to be good. It's very obviously that the Queen of Fire is very much immune to fire. What was a shock to me was her seemingly being immune to poison and toxic. With definitely not enough items, but still plenty of ideas, it's time to take a step back and think this through. The first plan was that there was more areas to look through, so it's down to what should be the old folks' home, because, as it turns out, fire bombs are great against the ghosts, unless the old folks have enough wrinkles to absorb the blows. Ow. The plan now is to
Mandar os fantasmas com fogo, velho. Caralho.
but then that, so we can find a nice man who we need to kill. Easily enough, thanks to playing a fun game of pull my finger enough times to get the key. Sorry, Inward. Yeah, I'm sorry. That lets me open the area I'm after, getting shown footage of me on December 1st. Gather a tool that doesn't help me, and in need of sneaky shoes, unfortunately to take out the man whose brain too smart for fun talk. Before it's time to go to the rooms. Like, you don't last 5 minutes in that game, you'll be dead by daylight. Correct. As you can see, it is me, dead by the daylight. As the only melee weapon I can use here is the Dark Hand, for its lack of people sense.
Os caras achavam os caminhos fodidos que eu passei no lugar e não achei, velho. Tomar no cu. Tem um no cemitério, tem um no Drake. Tem algum em alguma desgraça. Num dead bug.
We can thankfully get the Dark Hand another way that isn't RNG. And thanks to my 4 status, I need to take care of my best friend just to be able to afford a Switch 2. I'm sorry. This allows Thorpin, which lets me get exercise in thanks to Cat Game, but I'm a real gamer. I'm here for Nintendogs. First, we're going to see my snappy fake damage, and after seeing 16 big booms, just isn't going to cut it. Yeah? The strategy is just use all my pyromancies and finish it with bombs. Fucking Betsy. However, thanks to this skinny dog, and her movements by making it easy to stay close, it felt play. After a few deaths, I clear my head with a much more easy fight of the Moonlight Butterfly. Pyromancy's so balanced in this game, you didn't know that? And the souls also allow me to get another spell, as well as an upgrade to ascend my Pyroflame. And while the damage is a boost, the pyromancy itself isn't going to fix this. And while 16 normal booms does more than 8 big booms, it lets me much sooner switch to a long distance mindset, a much safer way to deal with her long, swinging attacks. Alright, so now the rest has to do with fire bombs and knives. But her cooldowns are long enough to be punished, and even when she tries to get sympathy points, you made me kill my best friend. You made me kill my best friend from Mario Kart World. You did this. But thanks to this and upgrading further, we now have the ability to enter the abyss. But at a downside. Alright, Chad, we're gonna have to give a quick 07 to the FAP ring. We need to give the quickest 07 to the FAP ring real quick, everybody. It's been real fun to have it, but unfortunately I can't have it anymore because I have to enter this boss fight. Okay. but it was time to check our damage for real this time. Okay. So one combustion did not one chunk of health. This is where I fully found out 16 is better than 8. Wait, don't, I'm not a Minecraft dude though. I farm more than any streamer, but instead of getting clips, I try to get the Dark Hand, with less results than all of our last nights. But it's a simple fact that I just don't have enough damage, and my usual firebomb cheese isn't gonna cut it. As if I'm any further than a homie cuddling distance, the attacks become one shot. But there is another item I can go for. On the edge of Blighttown, in a land filled with sorrow.
Tô fazendo certo?
There's a dragon who gives us just what we need. A stone that gives us a bigger head.
Ele Blighttown, o dragão vai tomar no cu.
But at least gives us damage option that's infinite.
O cara nem foi pra 100 ainda, o cara nem matou a aranha ainda, o cara já foi de todo lugar que eu não fui.
Yeah, but the issue with the statement that you have just provided forth to me is that I'm pretty sure that Corso takes like 80 something scales. Yeah, 30. I need 30. I gave it 2. If it was humanities as well, I almost have enough. So I do a mix of Dark Hand and scale farming. At least finally admitting that I lied, and now the Pyro Flame is ascended. And while the head infinite, it does so little damage. Oh boy. Oh boy, that was a fun amount of damage that I saw on my screen. It's not really worth using. And if you weren't aware, the reason why it's called the Four Kings is more kings progressively spawn. Uh-oh. Guys, a second king has hit the tower. Guys, even if the first one isn't fully taken care of. So it's not even a case of get good, as the kings can attack you at the same time, and frame traps you harder than any button mashing friend in a fighting game. Even with the obvious signs, I try my best against the Four Kings for about 6 hours over 3 streams. Over the time we try and fully level up the Pyro Flame, doing a not so hard farm, followed by a hard but much faster soul farm. Doing so until my flame magic is as high as it's gonna get. And after fully proving no-uh, I also try and get the Havel Ring. But kind of forgetting that I can't use it, because I need at least one ring slot to get between the slot. And this goes as well as you'd expect. Let me put this out. Oh, I got the perfect set of time. It's then time to take out my flame trainer, finding that the lady that lives in a toxic land, able to become poisoned, and while her funny health number gets taken care of, get the reward of a much stronger pyromancy. And with just how long the casting was going to take, getting it to kill kinda just wasn't happening. $741! What if we let all the kings spawn in? And if I was gonna try this, I was at least gonna get the full magic damage that I'm capable of. Because there was a nice lady who could give me a small boost. But I need to deal with a snake monster. Okay. I mean, if I get it to do the one thing that it did. And after thankfully remembering that I deal with a snake monster every morning, I give it small bits of pain from a very safe, far, brave distance away, taking care of the heads that can hit me. Before it's down to the side characters, who get one shot due to funny power scaling. We get a scale and a ring that comes in handy, and after dealing with Golden Hand, both the first try, who has a nice lady inside of it, she'll be happy to sell me things that I can't use. But after going back to where I saved her, I get a sick outfit that lets me become a dragon princess, but more importantly, after a quick, easy way out, we can show that the headpiece gives a great chunk of extra damage. But the question is, will it be enough? Might just see if I can... Oh yeah, I don't have the ring on. Well, getting a proper moment to do it might be possible. More possible damage-wise than combustion. After many attempts of dealing with the group. Yeah, guys, I know your favorite color is purple, but now it's not the time to show me this. I tried instead do a few runs of trying to get the health bar low with pyromancy, and switching to dragon and fight, which is also a no. And it was about starting now. I was kind of just feeling it was over.
Eu tô morrendo, velho. Imagina eu.
Yes, this is possible if I
Dá
was
1000 de dano.
perfect.
Deu 200.
But perfect was something I was definitely far from. The run back was also keeping me from keeping a clear mindset, especially with moves like
Tá vendo essa
this,
desgraça logo primeiro.
or this, or after a fairly clean run, this. It was getting to the point of running, seeing a move, giving up, yeah, we're doing this move, to keep strong, I'm stuck. This weird position of either grind for scales with the Dark Hand, or try and choose a win from Quaylag thanks to an NPC, which might work after many attempts, but maybe I just couldn't do it. That's also a possibility, which doesn't help. Is it possible that I won't beat Dark Souls 1 with all stats at 1? Well, one thing was certain. I wasn't going to beat Dark Souls 1 with all stats at 1. Well, I wasn't going to, if I kept playing fair.
Cara, foi na Fortaleza.
Uh-oh. Damn.
Como?
For the ones asking, what the hell, this is a glitch called Senskip. And as someone who doesn't understand it at all, basically, lead an enemy on the staircase of the forest, get your back as close to this pillar as possible, with an enemy perpendicular. Lock on, and simply parry and riposte. And when you do, the game thinks, due to the camera change, that you're dead due to fall damage, and activates what's called Death Cam, making you walk like you're drunk, and with the game equally as inebriated, doesn't fully load the area if you were to walk to, say, Sin's Fortress. So much so, that the gate, which normally keeps you out till you ring both bells, we phase through that. And when you reload the game, it not only resets the camera, and you're inside, despite having the bodyguard is still down. The only danger here is needing to redo this glitch that got us in here if we were to die. So just play it safe, and make your way through this next palace. And remember, if you hit this bonfire, you're locked in the fortress until you get the Lord Vessel to warp out. I also get a surprise tool for later. And with already upgraded pyromancy, I'm sorry, Mr. Sir, but you're donezo. Yeah, I bet you feel like an asshole now, don't you? Yeah, you feel like a real piece of garbage now, don't you, up there? You're throwing bombs. How dare you? You've inspired me, sir. I'm gonna go buy some bombs. We now have more things to buy, and can also get to the beauty of Anne. And with damage that's nothing to sneeze at, I could easily start to make my way to the next fight. And after a few fails, decided to at least meet up with my favorite man-eater. Thanks to my absurd levels of damage, it's easy to finish him off. And gets me enough confidence to take care of the only knight that's a problem. Get to chill with my homie, do the jump to skip this terrible level. And thanks to the dust ring giving me more slots at the cost of less max HP, it just comes down to separating the duo, as they back each other up, better than that one set of friends in any group chat. Orstein himself isn't that much of an issue, even me not being one shot to him specifically. So with him gone, it should be done easily. I don't know if 6 is going to be enough.
Virando pra lá, né? Fiz errado. Fiquei 20.
Thank you, Dark Souls. But I do get a run where O stays close the whole time, and when it's a one-on-one with just the big boy, his attacks are slow enough for me to move out of the way, and do so much damage that it does stun, and slowly leads to the boss's demise. That was pretty not bad. So I can then talk to woman for the Lord Vessel. And after attempting a quantity storage glitch to get enough dragon scales for the dragon torso, failing due to brain being dumb, we instead turn upon the gold serpent ring and just have to grind them the old-fashioned way. Yay! 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 Not very fun, but with a ring and 10 humanities, it's at least a bit better than doing it raw. Staying up on stream until I stop getting drops. Don't drop a dragon scale, I swear on everything. Fuck! Damn it! Let me sleep! I'm tired! Fuck! Damn, I wanna go to bed! Release me! Release me! And after some off-stream farming,
Afinal, você ganhou de experiência.
I can get the torso, and without increasing my stats, I can get a melee attack that does what we like to call damage.
No.
And while I can still cast pyromancies in this form, mixing this form with, say, the Power Within spell, we can continue to do what we call damage. So with our first problem taken care of, and needlessly ringing the second bell, just for me, we unlock the secret wall, make a funny alien isolation reference, and with a new case of lice, which turns into the weird water condom challenge of years past. Does anyone remember that? Is that just me? That was weird. The internet's weird. We can buy 2 more spells.
Pronto, 24 vezes no 2. Acho que aqui não tá fazendo efeito no abdômen não, velho. Só sinto na perna assim quando eu puxo. Tá puxando com os adutores da perna aqui, em vez de com o abdômen, mas... É isso aí. O cara dropou umas escamas, velho. Não sei pra quê. O cara se transformou num dragão. E conseguiu ganhar dano de raio na mão. Caralho. Mas o cara usa o Power Intense inteligência, velho. Caralho, what the fuck. É isso aí. Valeu por hoje.